Bookworm. My name is Silka and welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about the books I bought in the month of April. I have here A Crown of Gilded Bones, the third installment in the From Blood and Ashes series. This is a book I have been highly anticipated and the wait just killed me. It released in April, I think, but I'm not sure about the date anymore. But it released in April in the States, and then it almost took a week before it was released in Europe on Amazon because it's indie published and print on demand. And me and the other girls from the fan Facebook group just kept on refreshing Amazon every hour to see if it was added. I ordered it at 6 in the morning when it appears on Amazon.de, and a couple of hours later it was already sold out, and they had to wait another couple of days before it reappeared again. I'm so glad I have it. I have already started it. For people who don't know what this series is about, this is a high fantasy romance with a lot of spice. This is the third installment, but to give you a very brief synopsis of the first one, From Blood and Ash. It is about a girl named Penelope, or short way Poppy, who has been chosen to be the maiden. She has a very redeemed position. Um, Poppy has been protected her whole life, has to wear a veil her whole life, isn't allowed to go outside or have friends apart from people who are assigned to her. And then one day she gets a new guard, Hawk, who needs to protect her from the Dark One who wants to kidnap her. This story has everything. It has the romance, it has amazing sex scenes, it has a very interesting mythology. We have woven, we have vampires, we have Atlanteans, we have elemental magic, we have blood drinking, we have a lot of banter between between we have a lot of banter between Poppy and Hawk, and we have just it's amazing. It has everything I think I want. It has, except dragons. But I heard in the spin-off series there will be dragons, so I will be getting everything I want. The next book I bought because Abby, I'll link her YouTube channel, just kept on saying how amazing this series is, and I saw the cover and it's beautiful. It is The City of Brass by C.A. Chakraborty, and I don't even know what it's about. I just heard Abby raving about it, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy it, I'll buy it. She sold it to me without even knowing what it's about. I know it's about a djinn, I think, and magic. That's all I know. Maybe I should have just read the synopsis before I filmed this video, but I don't know what it is. It's just a beautiful cover. I know it's about Cairo. It has magic, it has fantastic characters, and I trust Abby when she says it's amazing. Another recommendation by is The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. This is the first installment in a adult fantasy series. The next installment comes later this year, so I hope I will be getting to this soon. If I am correct, this is about bone shard magic. It's about an empire that is failing and a daughter who must fight for the throne. And I honestly must say that one of the reasons why I bought this is because it is blurred by Sarah J. Maas. She says it's one of the best fantasy novels I've read in a long time. And Sarah J. Maas, I'm just still Sarah J. Maas trash. I can't help it. So if she blurbs it, I'll read it. I'll probably even read her grocery list if she ever publishes it. The next one is also kind of a silly story. I bought, again, the fifth season by N.K. Jemisin. Why I'm saying again? Because I bought this book already years ago, and I read this book already years ago. I read this book, if I'm correct, I think 2015. I'm going to check when it was published. Yeah, 2015. I bought it on release because everybody was raving about it. I bought it, I read it, I gave it 3 stars, and Yeah, it's not bad, but review. That's 2015 Silk. 2021 Silk wants to give this book another shot, but of course I on hold my copy. So I had to buy another one, and now I just need to keep on going. I keep on hearing how extraordinary and wonderful this book is, and I can't remember it being that. I know I just read it and I was like, yeah, I don't see what all the fuss is about. So I'm willing to dive back in and give this another chance now, almost, yeah, no, 6 years later, because I think my reading tastes have developed more. I am giving this another shot very soon, I hope. A non-fantasy story that I bought is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Last month I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Absolutely adored that book. Absolutely adored. I really, really loved it. I shared my review with you guys. I will link it here in the screen. Absolutely devoured it. It was a perfect palate cleanser between all the fantasy I was reading, and I was actually curious if I would love Daisy Jones and the Six as much or even more, because people kept on telling me this one is actually better. So I'm really curious if that will be the case. The next book I bought was Recursion by Blake Crouch. I read Dark Matter a couple of years ago and I absolutely adore it. I think it's one of the most wonderful books in that genre I ever read. And I was very hesitant to pick up Recursion because people seem to like Dark Matter and don't like Recursion, or the other way around. This is about, at first look, it looks like a disease, a pandemic who spreads around the world and who gives people memories of lives that aren't their own, of life they never lived. And then it is a sort of shockwave, and people are investigating, and I'm not sure, but I'm really, really curious, and I'm curious if I'll be dark matter recursion camp, where I'll fall, because I really, really love dark matter, and I just hope I love this as much, that it won't be a if story, but just I like them both story. So this one, definitely very keen on diving into. And then I have You Love Me by Carolyn Kepnes. This is the third installment in the You series, and You is a very popular TV show. But years ago, I read The Arc of You, and I fell in love in the first pages with Joe Goldberg. I loved his twisted, sick mind and the way he told and the way he killed. I read The Arc of Dead Bodies. Again, loved to be in Joe's mind. I watched a TV show, and I actually liked the TV show also. But now there is You Love Me, and Joe is leaving the big city behind. He's leaving it all behind. He's traveling to this little island where he's going to work in a bookshop. Because what does Joe know best? Well, books. He loves books. He knows about books. So he's going to work in a little bookshop. He is going to meet a woman he wants to settle with. The problem is that woman has a life of her own, and I don't think she knows he wants to settle with her. So I'm very keen to see if he will actually better his life or he will still be that weird sicko we know so well. So yeah, keen to dive into You Love Me and see if Joe can still win me over. So that were the books I these were the books I bought this month. Are there any you have read? Are there high recommendations that I need to put up my TBR list a little higher? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you in another video. Bye!